I tried, Joe. I tried to help you.
Hey, we the 101.
This nigga brought out the box.
Let's go.
About to lose it.
Freedom. Freedom. What?
That's fine.
Here's the answer to the question, because you're saying the 30. I just want to say, when we say about the 30, are you saying like when you say you get the 30, are you saying like 30 as in like people vibing to the album? Are you saying 30 as in critics? Or are you saying 30 just as the people who's like, hey, I feel this album and like this album this is like the best Nas? Is that what you're trying to say?
We saying 30 gunner mates.
I would. I hear what you said. I'm gonna go back to my original statement. King Disease too.
But
Basically,
you talk about your feeling.
You going by, if you're going by the stats, because if you're saying, that's what I'm asking you what your 30 stands for. Because like if you say your 30 stands for popularity, if it stands for, if you talk about critics, if you talk about people who felt the album,
you're thinking too deep into it. But the 30 is just 30. He didn't have no damn critics when he came out with Illmatic. He just came out with Illmatic.
No, what I'm saying is we came out with Illmatic, critically acclaimed. He didn't sell that much, but he was critically acclaimed. And as you said, going down the line, it still was like, all right, he can rhyme, but like you're saying, catching Illmatic is like, Illmatic was a ghost. You caught one ghost. You normally don't get too many pop-offs. It was like, it's a classic.
You can, okay, when people, like, he went away from what got him there. That's basically what we're saying. Illmatic is in a form of himself. He's like, he did that and he put it all in that and he left it at that. You could be what you just said, it didn't sell well, so he started venturing in something else and it wasn't working. And then he tried to go back to Illmatic. He can't, because he don't know, he shut it off for so damn long that he can't recapture that. But he can capture for a song or two. Like, you got one mic. One mic is dope. I can put that shit on fucking
I'm
Illmatic.
dying on this hill.
Listen,
King Disease 2.
just like you said with your art reference.
Remember
the artist that made the Lou? It stood the test of time. And every other thing he did after that didn't capture the same feeling of the Lou. It's the same thing with Illmatic.
He spent 15 years.
It does not matter. The
To be fair, the comparison was hard. It's not the same person.
It's the feeling of what you got when that Lou was presented.
It is the same.
Yo,
That nigga is stubborn, nigga.
He's stubborn as fuck,
the source was because back then you had to think the source you had 5 mics. Now everybody got 5 mics.
Nobody cares about the source.
Hear me out.
Damn.
Right? Nas didn't sell that well. Nas didn't do much after that, but the word of mouth about Nas was out there. Whatever. Has he gotten Grammys? Is it a matter of him being like popularity wise? All
right, look. This is why we always, like, no matter what anybody take as, you always the main one that they go back and forth with. It's because when we talk about somebody, we're not discrediting. We are knowledgeable to know the shortcomings, and it's like you can't see it because you feel like
you're saying. Hold on, are you saying that he? I will make sure I'll listen to CJ. To Savage correctly. Savage said he never really grasped that energy that he had off of Illmatic again.
That's a shortcoming.
And I said I disagree. I think he did, and I'm okay with that.
You just proving my point.
So just leave it at that.
Just leave it at that.
It's at that.
That's it. I will tell you though, my favorite song off that album is "Represent."
I can feel that.
I can feel that. I can see that.
I can feel that.
Nigga.
I can feel that.
Nigga. All right, here we go. Let me preface this by saying it might come off a little biased because I'm not really a fan of Nas.
Damn, you already painted the
lyrics.
You already did.
And he is a lyricist. I respect him in all forms of being a wordsmith and a lyricist. Has he has some of the dopest lyrics ever? I can agree with you. With that being said, I have a skip.
I don't believe you, but I'm saying okay.
The album is
a
10 tracks long. Nigga, what you gonna skip? Halftime?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I can guess
Yo,
that.
Halftime.
Should have guessed
Now,
that one.
let me go. I just recently went back and listened to it again. Keep in mind, in 94 when it dropped, I was 13. I did listen to it throughout the years. We're not gonna say how old I am now, but we're just gonna say.
You snitched on yourself, sir. Okay.
Looks like it's too late already.
Exactly. He put.
If you want to go
map
back
out
and
there.
do the time frame and figure it out, good for you, no problem. I ain't mad at you. But I did, like I said, I have listened to this many times prior. It is a highly, highly quality album. No gripes on that. I listened to it recently while I was sitting here. What I was doing, I was cleaning. Like Savage said, it is a vibe. You can sit there and listen to it and know what's going on in the background. You can tune out and just do what you got to do. I agree. Memory Lane, I agree with Walk. I was a little bad motherfucker back in the day too. I got to a lot of trouble too, so I can agree.
You should tell that story. That on this
No,
one,
we're not telling that story.
Not on this
We're
one.
gonna go
Oh,
there.
that shit.
We're not telling that story.
Shit. Not on this one, though.
No. Standout songs. My favorite song is Represent. Closely behind it is It Ain't Hard to Tell.
Mm-hmm.
The World Is Yours is the single. That's what drew me to it. There's another song I kind of on, and that's One Love. But the production to me didn't fit the song. I can listen to the lyrics all day on that song, but the production just didn't fit to me, in my opinion, on that song.
Question though,
I'm listening.
has Nas ever had great production?
Every other song on this album has great production. And
I meant
at 94.
Okay.
In 94, every other song on this album has great production. Even Halftime has great production. I just couldn't vibe with what he was talking about. Maybe I misconstrued what he was talking about. I don't know. I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me. Is it a classic?
Look, before we answer that, yeah, I'd say it's a classic. I'd say it's a classic for me. But how y'all say the Nas haven't had good production? Could it be that Nas was trying to evolve, like what Simon said earlier? That shit was sticking with him because it makes sense that he never was able to recapture ILLMATIC. But could you say he was trying to evolve too soon and not talk about the same shit?
Trying to give you everything as an artist on his first album, and he did that.
He did
to a certain extent. And
too well.
Know how to get back to that point.
Too well.
Too well. His influences are his influences in regards to how he picked his beats. I feel like he always picked his beats with a slight twang of jazz, a little bit.
If he actually picked those beats?
Yeah, he. Okay.
He what?
Okay.
He what?
Okay.
I think he can get off on anything.
Let's rephrase it. As a rapper, I believe you choose the beats you're going to ramp.
You're fading, sir. You're fading, sir.
I'm not saying every rapper gets to do that, but I'm saying I believe he got to do that. Are you disagreeing with that?
All right, fix your mic because you're kind of far away now.
Bluetooth died. Either
Bluetooth died or something, but you're far away now.
All right, turn it off.
But I don't think many artists got to pick their production and their beats their first album. Not many. I'm not saying it's never happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen in this situation.
I get what you're saying. Okay, but it took me a minute. I get what you're saying. Because you're right. it's not like they know he's gonna sell or not. So it's not like he got a selection like I want this person to do this beat, I want this person. But it was the wording that was throwing me off. Like, wait a minute, what is he talking about? I'm trying to understand it. So yeah, they probably gave him a CD and was like,
Rap to
this is this is
Go
it.
15 tracks, pick 10 out of it, pick
Yeah.
some tracks and rap to them. We don't know if there was supposed to be more songs on the album or not, unless he came out and addressed it. I don't know for sure. I did, like I said, I was not that big of a Nas fan, so I didn't go listen to interviews and do all that stuff when it came to him. So he might have addressed it and said, "Oh yeah, there were other songs on the album that I wanted to put out that I put on the mixtape or whatever the case may be." If he did, all right, cool. You know, I could accept my faults for not knowing. But at this point, of what I'm given, great production at 94. You go back and listen to the production, it still feels the same for me at 94 right now. So I have no problem with that. Like I said, my only gripe is, even when Halftime dropped as a single at that time, I skipped it. I did not like the video. I just didn't like the song. So it's not as to the point where now I'm saying I don't like it. Even when it dropped at the time, I was not checking for Halftime. And that was my first introduction to Nas. It's still a great album. Is it considered a classic? It's considered, in my eyes, can a classic have a skip? Is the question.
Can a classic have a skip?
Can a classic have a skip? And that could be the title of this video if you put Can
That's not a classic.
have
No,
a skip?
it's not a classic. If you say you have a skip, it's not a classic.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
That's what, that what you,
from that definition,
you're the only person
gonna,
who I've ever heard say that Halftime. It's so, well, you know what? We're already tied to our opinions. So if you don't see it as I guess it is what it is.
If you want to go by that definition, if you want to go by a gutter definition that a classic cannot have a skip, then it's not a classic to me. But
it can't be a classic if you can't listen to it all the way through.
If you can, then hey, it's a classic to me. I don't even think is it top 5 albums of all time.
Hip hop, or you talking about general?
I might not put it top 5 either.
You about hip hop or hip hop?
Yeah, I might not put it top 5. Can I give you 5 other albums off the top of my head right now? I probably can't. It's probably going to take me some time to figure out how I feel about certain albums. Three of my top 5 albums probably in this bracket, possibly. I know for sure 2. So, can I give you 3 more that's better than that album? I don't know. It's a lot of albums that were masterfully put together, in my opinion. So I don't know if I can put it top 5. Unpopular opinion.
It might not be as unpopular as you think.
It might be. If it's an unpopular opinion, I stand on my ground, as Savage did last time. I'm on this island, and I will be on this island. Whoever wants to join me, come join me. You don't, that's cool. I'm not tripping. But like I said, this was all preface to that I'm not the biggest Nas fan. I have
enjoy your biased ass island, nigga.
I have not listened. I have not.
That's what I'm telling you. Go plant a motherfucking flag. Go put up a motherfucking hammock. Go sit on the motherfucking coastline, nigga.
I mean,
that nigga said that with disgust, nigga. He said that with complete disgust.
I've heard people argue. I've heard people argue things down. I've never heard anyone say this about this album besides fucking extra ass. Nobody.
You know what's funny about that shit?
I've never heard. Hey, yo, I just want to throw this out there, yo, because I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy or nothing. I want you to know that, you know what? I don't got no quote unquote bias, even though I don't like this artist.
No, I said it might be a biased opinion. I didn't say I don't have bias. I said it might be a biased opinion.
Bias ass Island, you little bias ass Corona, sit your ass in little bias ass.
You said it was so.
And I hope you have a bias bias ass player and no bias ass nobody see
Hey,
ass.
that nigga sat there and he thought about the perfect response, and that was the best one.
He
They could see the
did.
most disrespectful. But still, your bias ass.
You could tell his face, yo.
Hey, you know what that remind me of? Remember that segment on Kids of Comedy where Cedric the Entertainer was talking about the nigga that was sitting there in the crowd talking to George Bush that threw the shoe at the nigga, and he was giving all the anecdotes. You said what? What?
I'm gonna tell you right. I'm gonna tell you something right now, Joe.
That's what that remind me of, because I was looking at his responses while I was saying what I was saying.
Yo.
That's what that remind me of.
He stepped back and
I've
everything.
never heard nobody say those. I've never heard someone give that as their, hey yo, just give you this my prerequisite. I don't like him, but it's not to say that his album's not good.
Who said I didn't like him? I said I'm not.
That's how the fuck you sound, bro.
I said I'm not that big
This whole
of a fan.
weekend has shown me that I have rubbed off on you because you've been saying some of the shit I would say several times. I was like, bro, we gotta stop being friends, bro. We gotta stop, because I'm polluting your water, bro. You gotta be better than this, yo. You gotta be better than what you talking, because I believe that you're better than what you talking.
Why does my opinion have to be better?
Nigga, I think you're better than what you're talking. Yeah, all right.
My opinion.
All right, because the way you set that shit up was the way I would have set it up, and I'm just like, bro, you better than that. You better than that. No, so you better than this.
Listen, I've been saying I had a tape for your ass from the beginning. I said in the beginning.
He said
you can expect nothing but shenanigans from that point on.
What you gonna say, Savage?
I was gonna say he ain't gonna be alone on that island.
I think you're gonna be alone. I think you're gonna be alone on that island. I'm standing 10 toes down. I've never heard. I've heard many people give a fuck.
He missed it.
Yeah, he did.
He missed it.
Missed it.
He missed it.
Savage was alone on Carter 3 because we all picked the match.
No, I got what he was saying.
No, you didn't. But it's good though.
Hey, I still think this point. I think the point of him making that statement, what irritated me the most was that he said that shit before he went down his whole line of, yeah, it's a good album, but I'm like, but once you said you didn't like the artist, I knew there was something coming out. I just didn't expect it to be that. But I'm like, all right, it's
an artist though. Like that's what when we talk from an unbiased standpoint.
No, that's fair.
But that's what I expected for him. Can a classic album have a skip? Yes, a classic album can have a skip. It might be like the songs might be good, but there might be a song on there that you don't really fuck with. It's very rare that you got albums that have no skip.
Well, that's why it's called the classic. If I have a skip, let me rephrase it. In the words of Notes, in my opinion, if I were to have a skip on an album that no longer deems itself as a classic, it's just a good album, and that's fine too. It's fine to be a good album. But if you're saying that it's a classic, I got like, no, that's not a classic if you have a skip.
No,
because a classic you can listen to all the way through.
Let's also go back to what I said earlier in the conversation. I have different tiers of classic albums. I have a God tier, a top tier, then a secondary tier.
That's why I preface it with my opinion.
Not every classic album
top tier
is
mean
going to be God tier. Not every classic album is going to be top tier.
I preface it with I agree with you, CJ. Savage. I preface it with this is my opinion.
I'm just telling you.
I don't believe you can have a classic. I just don't believe you can have a classic. And you say, because a classic to me means you put it on, push play, keep moving. That's a classic.
But see, that was the whole point of me asking that question earlier, because of this particular battle. That's why I hated this battle particularly. That was the whole purpose of me even asking that question earlier. And I knew something like this was going to take place.
I didn't think there was any skips.
Think about it like this. Y'all consider Urban Legend a classic album?
I ain't got no skip on Urban Legend.
See, I do.
But
I do.
I
don't skip anything.
Okay, but look. I consider Urban Legend a classic album too. I just don't like Limelight.
You just don't like Limelight. I just don't like
My thing is, to me, I give it that. To me, that would make it a good album. If I got, let me say about Carter 3.
Just don't like
I said it was a good album. But that's just my preference. Maybe my preference is a little. Maybe
Okay,
my stuff is a little too high because the
Gunner,
skip
Gunner. Let me
is high.
let me. Okay, for your perspective, then, Walt, would you skip Limelight?
Me?
No, I'm asking Walt.
Yeah, I
Would he
skip it.
skip Limelight?
But I will
He
also,
would
if I'm
skip it.
listening to the whole album, I'll let it play. I'll just tune out. It's
Yeah,
still a
that's
classic album.
and that's what I said. I said
And
when I
that
was listening to the album, when I got to that point, it was like I can vibe to it. Then I just tuned out. How we had a conversation on the on the other matchup, how niggas tuned out when it comes to certain songs. That's what I did at halftime,
Notes did
but I
not
still
preference
listen
that
to it.
shit when he said this the first time. What he said was, yo, but I have a skip. Made a fucking dramatic entrance. I know, but I have a skip. That's what Notes did.
We,
He
hey,
did
It
hey,
that
we,
for me.
does.
I
you
have
did just
none of
like
that
this.
preference shit was in there, and that's cool. I'm not knocking it because that's how you feel. I'm not knocking how you feel about the album. I'm like, all right, cool. It's like it is what it is.
I can
You just
skip
stay on
it.
you stay on your dumbass island, on your dumbass coastline. We cool.
That's fine. The same
I'm
way as
cool.
your ass was on that dumbass island with Mr. Carter listening to the first verse and not listening to the rest of the song. That's fine. We're both on the island together.
I don't
We
mind standing on an island,
okay
no. I
then. All
don't
right
care.
then.
I'm okay with that. But
Stop
what I'm
putting
saying to
emphasis
you is, you know
on
what I didn't
mine.
say? You know what I didn't say?
Stop
You know what I
putting
didn't
emphasis
say?
on
I didn't
mine.
jump out the window with, hey, you know
Stop.
what? The
Nigga,
Carter is a great
you fell out the
album.
window when you said some stupid shit. I listened to the first 2 minutes of a song and skip it. What the
I
fuck?
said it's the first verse.
That's
I,
not
I
falling out
listened
the
to the
window.
first
That's
verse.
not jumping out the window.
Hold on.
I listened to a
If
minute and a half of the
if we're
song
going
and
deep
that's
dive,
it.
if we're going deep dive on it, what did I say? I said
I
I
listened to
didn't
Wayne
like the
verse and
verse
skip it.
that came from Hove on there. That's
I listened
exactly
to
what I
Wayne
said.
verse and skip it.
I
That's
told
what
you I
you
didn't like
said.
that verse. That's what
I
I
listened
said.
to Wayne
Did I
verse
say it
and
was
skip.
Wayne? I didn't say it was Wayne. I said I liked the flow
That's
of
what
Wayne
no,
on
nigga,
that
this is
album.
what you
I
but
didn't
this is
like.
what you said. You said I listened to Wayne first verse and then I
Mhm.
skip it.
Yep.
Those are those
Yeah,
exact words.
yeah.
But that's not
I'm
jumping
not
out the
taking back what
window.
I said.
That's not jumping. I'd rather not listen to the whole song than listen to 2 bars and say, okay, I don't want to hear the rest.
That's halfway out the window, and then when the sun goes over, before the sun goes over, you just fall out. That's what it is.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay being halfway out the window.
So, you
I'm
know,
okay with falling
you
off. You
didn't
know what I did?
try.
Oh, but you know what I didn't say? You know what I didn't say? I didn't say when that song, we were talking about the albums. I didn't say, hey, you know what? I didn't like that song because the feature on it was, I didn't like the feature. I didn't say that. I was like, look, I like the beat. I like what Wayne was saying. I could pass it. I could listen to it. It doesn't matter. But if you give me an option to look at it and hear it, I'm passing. I'm going to listen to that part. Like, all right, got a little feel about. That's it.
I
All
don't
right, cool.
understand how that doesn't
So
seem crazy to me. Let me tell you. How you listen to a
it's as
nigga
crazy
verse
as
for
you
40
saying
seconds?
halftime deserves a skip, nigga. It's just as crazy as that. We're on the
Okay
same
then, but
page.
my point is you're going
There's
extra
no point.
hard.
We
You're
on
going
the same
extra hard
page,
on
nigga.
my
We
opinion.
disagreed. We agreeing with each other. Why are we arguing? We disagreed
Because you
that is
try
the
to make
same
it
as
seem
you
like
skipping
mine
it.
is more blasphemy than yours.
I'm not. I just
That's
think you
what you're
sound stupid.
doing.
But it's not
Do you, do
blasphemous.
you,
I
do you
think you
see
sound
what you're
stupid.
doing? My nigga, you had a whole 30-second reaction video to it. Nigga, what you talking about?
Nigga, I told you
What
you
you
can
talking
have your
about?
little dumbass island with your dumbass
And you're
coastline.
still
That's what
going.
I said.
And you're
If you said
you're
that to me, guess what I
still
would have said? I'd have
going.
said, you know what? I'm
You're
sitting back
still
and I'm
going, my
having a
guy.
little Corona and I
You
got my feet
you're
up in the air on
still
my private
going.
beach. That's
It
what I would have
has
said.
not
But no,
stopped. You're still going.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Notes.
You're still
Go ahead,
going.
Notes. Go ahead,
What is
Notes.
going on? You said what
Okay,
you
Notes.
said. We cut that take off of you and your bad take on Mr. Carter. We left alone. Nigga, we didn't talk about this dang.
Nigga, you left up. Shut up, Notes. Shut up, Notes. Shut up, Notes. I'm not talking to you no more. We know what we talking about. We talking about our results. I'll come up with it because I'm tired. What we talking about?
Anyway, so now we have reached a point where we're going to go back to the matches we talked about and give our vote on who we feel won that matchup.
Fuck.
Of course, in the end all, you as subscribers get to choose the matchup, which will advance to the next round. I'm gonna start with my take for T.I. Urban Legend versus Kanye West with Illustration. Y'all heard my take. I'm not gonna go any more detail. My pick is T.I. Urban Legend. Where we going? Who gonna jump up?
I got Kanye West.
Kanye West for one.
I got T.I.
T.I. from Savage.
I got Yeezy.
Yeezy from Gunna.
I knew I was gonna want to break this. I got Urban Legend.
Urban Legend from Falcon. We got 3 Urban Legends, 2 late registrations.
That's right. Nigga, we on that island, but we got a good coastline. Our shit ain't dumb.
Now,
Nigga, I'm saying this nigga. Y'all gonna be the only niggas saying y'all little dumb ass albums. Go ahead. Go ahead. Next one.
we
Next
head
one.
to the next matchup. This is a long debate. I'm gonna start with this one again. Nas Illmatic versus J.COLE Born Center. I'm ready for all them comments.
Nigga, I got Born Center. I'd let them know now.
I got Born Center too.
Third Born Center here.
Let's
I'm
go.
one hour.
We gonna need Gunna by himself. What you got, Falcon?
This is why I hated this particular battle. I wish it would have been more of DMX versus J. Cole. We may mess around and have that matchup next. I love both albums. I can't fault either one, but yeah, I gotta go Born Center.
I'm going my Allen. I'm going with Nas.
Oh, we got
I
Born Center.
wish that wasn't the matchup. I wish this was not the first matchup. But
One Illmatic. Woo.
Anybody got any sunscreen?
They finna destroy us in these comments.
Anybody got any sunscreen?
Boy, let me tell
Savage.
you.
You got sunscreen over there?
Sunscreen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
It's not-
everything.
it's- it's
Don't
not
worry
the
about us on
Island.
this island. Don't worry about us over here. Don't worry about us over here.
See,
We got everything we
We'll
need.
send
You
you a
go back
message in
over
the
where
bottle,
you
nigga.
were.
Don't worry about it. We got you.
Didn't I
We
just
good over here.
I asked Savage.
And
Nobody said shit
I'm right there
I
next
said,
to him.
Savage, you got your
And
sunscreen.
I'm right there next to him. You go on the island by yourself where you belong. You loner.
Yeah, all in the
Savage,
sky,
I'm
man.
gonna send over a fucking seagull with a
You
message.
don't want nothing.
Please
I'ma shoot
ignore.
him
A
down.
carrier
Please ignore
seagull?
this
I ain't never seen that
That nigga
before.
said, "What's up to everybody but notes?" If you read this,
We send that. You send that seagull over. I'm gonna play I'm gonna play the card 3, shoot him down.
Damn.
This nigga got nothing. Yo, so you gonna tell me our only means of communication to spite me? You a hating ass nigga, yo.
You by
You a
yourself.
hating ass
Stay your
nigga.
ass over there by
I've never
yourself.
heard some shit like that. This is our way of communicating. I'm gonna shoot that bitch down. So
Don't
we
shoot
just
that bitch
be an
down.
island by ourselves. You
By
ain't
yourself.
shit, yo.
I'm
Hey,
taking
man.
I'm taking all your flare
Yo.
guns. I'm taking
Yo.
all that. I don't want nobody to know where you at.
Hey, walk.
Yikes.
What that nigga West say? Hated niggas have hated kids.
I hate you. You ain't gotta worry about it. You want me to say it to your face? I say it to your face.
Hey, walk.
I will
Walk,
come.
we on
And,
that island
matter of fact,
chilling.
I did say it to your face. I did say it to your face that I hate your ass. I hate your guts. I
You know
hate
what?
your guts.
Better do your job and show up.
I hate you. Plain and simple.
all right, I'm
All right, shall we blow up?
Anyway, all right.
right.